series, it's over. Denver's got no answers. In the first half, they were struggling just to get shots off. And I was thinking about this last night watching. Is the NBA, and this is not necessarily a bad thing for the league, but the ratings will go down, is the NBA becoming the NBA of the 70s, where every year you have a different team? So if you go to the last 5 NBA champs, Nuggets, Warriors, Raptors, Lakers, Bucks. This year, T-Wolves. I mean, 8 of the 10 teams that have been in finals in the last 5 years have been different.
This is so annoying because this could hurt ratings because of the media. Because the media only wants to talk about the Lakers, about LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. They only want to talk about those teams. They don't talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves. They don't talk about OKC. I've seen no one talk about OKC. No one. You know, there's this obsession with always elevating LeBron James, the Lakers, Steph Curry, KD, like these just individual players and these other storied franchises, the Boston Celtics. And so then if the ratings go down, it's because you didn't tell, like, people will follow and watch what the media tells them to, honestly. Like, that's just the way the world works, unfortunately. So if the ratings go down, it's because of the media's fault. It's absolutely the media's fault. If you were on the Minnesota Timberwolves bandwagon and for months leading up to the playoffs telling everyone the Timberwolves are exciting, look at Anthony Edwards, look at Cat, look at this, look at that, let's go, let's go, let's go, everybody would be excited. Everybody would be watching it. But instead, it was just, will LeBron James win another title? Can LeBron James compete with the Denver Nuggets? Will LeBron James retire after this season? Isn't it amazing how amazing LeBron James is at 39 years old? And it just goes on and on and on. And then LeBron James gets knocked out. And they're like, well, why aren't people paying attention now? Because all you did for the last 30 years talk about LeBron James. That's the problem. That is the problem. This is exciting. Real actual basketball fans are excited. We don't want to see the same 3 teams win again and again and again and again. Watching the Timberwolves destroyed the Denver Nuggets, a team that everyone said had a guaranteed trip to the finals and would beat the Celtics, is amazing. This is amazing. I thought that the Timberwolves could beat the Nuggets. I didn't think it was going to look like this. That is exciting. I said this before the series even started. I said, I'm really excited because I don't know what's honestly going to happen. No one predicted that they were going to demolish the Nuggets to the point where Jamal Murray is throwing heating pads and towels at referees. No one saw that coming. So this is exciting. This is exciting. It's okay that KD and that LeBron James and that Steph Curry and that Harden and PG-13 and Kawhi, they're at home. You know what? We got Kat. We got Anthony Edwards. We got Jokic. We got Jamal Murray. We got Luka. We got SGA. Okay? We got Chet Holmgren. We got fun faces. We got Jalen Brunson, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. It's going to be okay. This is really, really exciting basketball. Last night's game of Nuggets versus the Timberwolves was exciting basketball. It was amazing. It was fun. It was physical. There was drama. It's everything you want. It's everything that the Lakers-Nuggets series didn't have. So let's stop with the ratings are going to hurt. The ratings will hurt because of a self-fulfilling prophecy of saying, what do? We don't have LeBron James anymore.
So that's very much the NBA I grew up with. The Blazers, the Sixers, the Lakers, maybe a Celtics, Washington, Golden State, New York. It was a different team every year. So we thought Denver was a little bit different because Jokic was unstoppable. And then suddenly he wasn't, because Minnesota, even without Gobert last night, is so relentless defensively. I mean, I'm sitting there watching in the second quarter. I mean, Denver couldn't get shots. And they were a good defensive team all year. We're not, I watched enough Minnesota all year. They're a good defensive team.
No, you didn't.
But now Ant is not only dynamic, but he is super efficient. Naz Reid playing with a ton of confidence, and their defense, which was good, is now playing with a playoff fever pitch, and it's just relentless. And let's be honest about Denver. They were not great all season. I mean, they trailed the Lakers for 70% of that series, and the Lakers sneak into the playoffs. They've been a good clutch time team, but they play close with average opponents a lot this year.
That's not fair, because Colin said months ago that the Denver Nuggets are going to win it all. He's like, we already know what's going to happen. Denver Nuggets, and it's going to be Denver Nuggets versus the Celtics. And he started making excuses for the Celtics, saying it's okay if the Celtics lose to the Denver Nuggets because they're just so unstoppable. Now, after watching the Timberwolves do this, is that a justifiable excuse that the Celtics lost to the Denver Nuggets? I don't think so. Because look what the Timberwolves can do. Look what all these teams can do. And again, this idea that the Lakers were winning by 70, 80, for 80% of the game or whatever means anything. It doesn't, because they had LeBron James and AD. And as I keep saying, they are still really good players, but they don't have the stamina to maintain that. So they can get the lead, they can play great ball, but they can't sustain it. And that's why the Nuggets were able to ultimately win that series.
And what I'm watching feels like what I'm watching is two talented teams, but one with Ant is super hungry, relentless, aggressive, and playing like an underdog. And the other team, Denver, is lethargic, starts slow, now plays from too far behind, is a little arrogant, is a little listless, and by the time they look up, they trail by 16 to a team that's got equal or better talent. So in both games, Denver has tried to sort of ease into the game. You can do that with the Lakers. You can't do that with a player like Ant, who is the best player on the floor, knows he's the best player on the floor. Denver's got until Friday.
Stop. Give credit to the other Minnesota Timberwolves players, too. Gobert played great. Obviously, he didn't play yesterday. Cat played great. Naz Reid, I mean, like, what are we talking about? Edwards played unbelievable. No doubt about that. If he wins the championship this season, like, he'll probably be the MVP and will then be the coveted face of the league that people are so desperate to find. At least the media is. And yet, this is a team effort. They're playing suffocating defense. Their defense is amazing. If you want to ever have the argument of, people love offense, it's all about the offense, just show them this game and see what's really exciting. The fans crave physical basketball. The fans crave games that don't just watch people shooting free throws 30, 40, 50 times a game. Nobody wants to see that. Watching people play on is what's fun. Watching that physicality is great. So, I understand Edwards played unbelievable and deserves plenty of credit, but don't take credit away from all the other pieces. This is not just Anthony Edwards putting the Timberwolves on his back. He is the leader and the engine of that franchise. I'm a huge Anthony Edwards fan, so I'm not pulling him down, but it's not like he's just carrying this team, nonstop. This isn't Allen Iverson carrying the Sixers here. Okay? That's not what this is. The Timberwolves are a complete team, start to finish, top to bottom. And I kept saying that what makes the Denver Nuggets great is that their ability to thrive in organized chaos that you see some of these other teams can't, whether it be the Sixers, the Lakers, and that when things start to get racy and ugly, that the Denver Nuggets can thrive because they are mature, they have been there, they're experienced, they're veterans. And that was the opposite. I was wrong about that because I said make the game ugly in order for Denver Nuggets to win this series, they have to make these games ugly and take advantage of, Minnesota's, immaturity or youth, I should say. And I was wrong about that because that game got ugly and it was the Nuggets that looked like they had no idea. It looked like last night's game looked like it was the Timberwolves' first playoff game ever is really what it looked like.
Today to figure this out, but I'm watching what you're watching. And, it's not a styles make fights thing. I watched these two play in the regular season. Late in the regular season, they were very even. But can you go from apathetic to relentless? That's Denver. Because what I'm seeing from Minnesota is this is a little bit like the Knicks with a lot more talent. They're more, this
is nothing like the Knicks. Absolutely nothing like the Knicks.
Same talent, and they want it much more. and they're very efficient, and they know what they are, and their star in Ant is playing now not just dynamic basketball, smart, no bad shots. It's just, I think Denver's cooked. I think it's over. And here's Ant after.
We're doing a great job of just trying to just pick them up early, like put pressure on everybody, pressure the ball, pressure the passer. Don't let it. Cat do a great job of just pressuring the entry pass. Don't let it be easy. Nas fronting, Cal fronting, trying to get our hands on everything, touching, pushing, being physical.
I'm watching that game last night in the first half, and I don't think I've ever seen a talented NBA team struggle to get into their offense like that. They couldn't get into their offense. That's like an outmatched college team. I mean, UConn beat teams in the tournament and was clearly the best team. People could get into their offense. I mean, Denver couldn't get into it. Here's Charles Barkley.
We saw one of the best defensive teams I've ever seen. You know, the stats don't lie. They are incredible defensively. You talk about what even when Rudy's not there, but on the perimeter, they're guarding everything, led by Ant-Man. Their best player is playing great defense, and the rest of those perimeter players, even without Rudy, man, this is one of the best defensive teams I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's where a lot of this goes to. Anthony Edwards is the perfect size and body because he's wildly athletic, but he's not real small, right? We see a lot of these other smaller guys. He's not thin. You know, he's thick, and he's going to get, bigger and stronger because the dude is. You guys realize he's still literally going through puberty, right? Like people think like you only go through puberty when you're, in high school and stuff like his body is literally still maturing, right? Like it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. And so he is going to get bigger and stronger and faster. And that's why a body like his will always be able to take over a game more than even a Jokic, more than an Embiid, even a Shaq. That's why the guys who consistently take over the games are the Kobes, the LeBrons, the Michael Jordans, Anthony Edwards, because their body is, if you were constructing the perfect body for a basketball player, like that's what it would be. Like if you were playing a game and you got to choose his height and weight and his hairdo and all that type of stuff, it would be Anthony Edwards because you can do everything. You can get the rebounds, you can get the assists, you can handle the ball. You're faster than everyone. You can play lockdown defense. Like if Ant really needed to get on, Jokic or even Shaq for that matter, right? Like he could do it. If he needed to, he could do it. I'm not saying that it's going to be the best defense ever, but he could do it, right? Jokic can't cover Steph Curry. You understand what I'm saying? Jokic can't do that. Jokic can't lock down and chase down SGA around the court. He can't do that. Jokic can do lots of stuff. Jokic can take over a game in his own way. But even he is still technically limited. Anthony Edwards is really not limited in any aspect. He's got the speed. He's got the strength. He's got the handles. He can shoot. I mean, he can do it all. Plays a lockdown defense. He can play defense in any position. And he's got the intelligence. So all of that stuff really, really matters. Really, really matters. And so that's why I think Anthony Edwards is kind of this, I am starting to buy into this idea that, like, I don't want to say this out loud, but, the next MJ, because that's, silly to me, but it is the perfect mix. Because, again, ask yourself this. How much better would Steph Curry be if he was about 3 inches taller and about, 30 pounds of more muscle? He would be unstoppable. Not only would he be draining all his threes, but he would be able to get to the basket nonstop. Ask yourself, if LeBron James could shoot threes like Steph Curry, who would be able to stop LeBron James? The answer is no one. It's hard enough to stop him now because he's so physically big and strong and can handle the ball and can pass and rebound and do those things. That's what we're seeing with Ant right now. So the Denver Nuggets are in trouble. They're absolutely in trouble. I think this series could be a sweep, quite honestly, at this point, especially if Jamal Murray gets suspended. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think the series already is over. It's just a matter of now, will they be able to sweep? Will they be able to just win these next 2 games? So this has been a wild ride for the playoffs so far. It really, really has. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you think about the Denver Nuggets getting walloped by the Minnesota Timberwolves? And do you think it's all about Anthony Edwards, or do you think that this is a team effort by the Timberwolves? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.